welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you visited before. My name is Erin, and today I'm going to be doing my May wrap-up. So I know I'm a little late to the wrap-up game, but we're just going to go ahead and get started. I read 4 books in May, so a little bit less than I would like to typically read. I've been in a tad bit of a reading slump. Just been watching a lot of movies, and we did go on vacation. I guess that was this month, not in May, so I can't really make excuses. Without further ado, we'll just jump right in. So the first book that I read, I do not have a physical copy of. I borrowed it from the library, and that was The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. So this book follows I believe she's 14 when the book starts, a girl named Eden, and she has been raped by her brother's best friend. So the book starts out very graphic with a rape scene, so definitely like a trigger warning for rape, abuse, things like that. This book really focuses on the aftermath of the rape, so a lot of her feelings and how she acted out, kind of like a PTSD. So I thought this book did a very, very good job of showcasing kind of how Eden was acting out and the way that all tied into what happened to her. I thought they did a really good job incorporating all of those feelings and just kind of making you think, you know, if someone's acting this way, maybe I should take a look. Maybe they're not just being, you know, like this for fun or whatever. Maybe there is a reason behind the way they are acting out. The thing that I didn't like about this book were the parents. The parents pissed me off. I don't remember what their names are, but like they just did not even think that, hey, you know, she could be acting out for a certain reason. She's not just being, you know, a spoiled little brat for no reason. I don't know. I didn't like the parents. I understand that that's very common and parents don't necessarily see things, but it was just very frustrating to see that people were blaming just Eden for being this way just for no reason at all, and never actually asked her, you know, what's going on with you. I really did like her relationship with one of the people that she meets in the book. I really enjoyed that. It was I enjoyed the friendship relationships in the book. So overall, I really liked this book. I believe I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. So the next book that I read in the month of May was Challenger Deep by Neal Shusterman. So this book is about a boy named Caden, and he is dealing with schizophrenia. So this book is set in but written in 2 different forms. So there is a perspective of Caden, and you're seeing him like in school and his family life, home life, and seeing his symptoms of schizophrenia develop slowly. And then the other perspective is he is on a pirate ship. So there's 2 storylines I know are a little confusing for some people, just the way it flops back and forth. I had heard, obviously, that the storylines were confusing, so I was kind of already prepped for that. I did not find them to be that confusing. I know a little bit about schizophrenia, just kind of from research I've done, but the 2 storylines obviously do overlap and come together, you know, at probably about a little over halfway in the book, and things really start to tie in, and you really do get the full depth of how this disease really affects people, especially, you know, a young kid who's in school. I think he's only like 14 or 15 as well. I know he's in high school. I thought this book was really, really well written. I know Neal Schusterman's son, Brendan, has dealt with schizophrenia, so this was kind of based off of his experience with schizophrenia. And there are drawings in the book that actually were drawings made by Brendan when he was in manic state. So like here's a little one. There's a couple full page drawings in here as well. So this book just really gives you a good in-depth look without being too heavy and confusing of someone dealing with schizophrenia. I thought this was fantastic. I think this should be, honestly, required reading in school, because I think it would help kids understand what other kids might be going through. I mean, this is something that is still in our society really, hushed and looked down on and judged, and it shouldn't be. We need to get over that stigma with, mental illness and illness in general. So I really think that this should be required reading. I thought this was a fantastic novel. The writing was wonderful. The way the storylines overlapped and came together was just so smooth. It just happened so naturally. So I thought this was really great. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars as well. The next book that I read in the month of May was Hunted by Megan Spooner. So this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I love Beauty and the Beast. And I had recently read A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and I loved that retelling. I did really enjoy this one as well. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I definitely enjoyed A Curse So Dark and Lonely a little bit better. This was more traditional to the Disney version. So it follows a girl named Yeva, and she is a daughter of a merchant who used to be a hunter. She loves to hunt. She spends a lot of her time with the what is her title? A royal in the town, trying to fit in and really get the role down that women were supposed to be in this kind of a time frame. But she loves to hunt. Now, women weren't hunters back in the fairy tales and things like that, but she really loves it. So that's what her passion is. But she doesn't really want anything to do with that until her father goes missing in the woods. So, really similar to the Disney version. And she goes on the quest to find him, and we all kind of know what happens from there. So it was really very close related to the Disney version. There's some differences. I really enjoyed it. I did prefer, like I said, A Curse So Dark and Lonely a little bit better, but I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed the writing. The pacing was really good. So it was a good novel overall. It was just a little too close to the Disney version for me, I guess. Not that I don't love the Disney version. It's definitely one of my favorite Disney movies, but I just liked the differences in the other book just a little bit better. And then the last book that I read in May was Becoming by Michelle Obama. So I actually listened to this on audiobook, and the audiobook is narrated by Michelle Obama. So she did a fantastic job narrating. I did like this book. It wasn't what I expected. I know Jesse the reader commented on his review of this that he thought kind of the theme of becoming just kind of got lost in translation. And I definitely agree with that standpoint. I just think that it just kind of got lost in the writing. I was really hoping to hear a little bit more about in the White House and things like that. So this does follow her childhood a lot, and just kind of her upbringing, her career as a lawyer. I don't know. I think the problem that I had with this book was that a lot of it was focused on education, but in the way that I felt like she almost thought that you couldn't be anything without a college degree. I don't want to put words in her mouth or anything, but it was just so focused on education, and obviously a lot focused on her race, which race is still a very important issue in our country. We have come a long way, but we have a long way to go still. I don't know. I didn't love it as much as I thought I would. I loved Michelle Obama, but I don't know. I guess I got almost a little bit of a pretentious feel out of it. Maybe I'm being a little too sensitive, but I just wish I had a little bit different feel and theme to it than it did, unfortunately. So I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. Alright guys, so that is it for this wrap up. Definitely in the comments down below, let me know what some of the books that you read this month were, or last month. If you read any of the books that I've read, what your thoughts are on them, anything. Definitely give this video a like if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my bookish content. that is it for this video, and I will see you guys soon for a new one. Bye.